Cameras up, everyone. Towelliee here, giving you a little veteran dungeon action from the world of Nexus Wildstar. So we have Stormtalons Lair. This was actually the first dungeon that we attempted to tackle out of the attunement process. The attunement process requires us to get 4 veteran dungeons on silver, metal, or better in order to advance to the next phase of the attunement. This is by far the hardest part of the attunement, in my opinion. And right now we are currently just pulling some normal trash. We have our little shaman and sentinel here. The shaman has a heal that you have to interrupt. You might have seen the cast there, not sure, but to get through the trash in any of these veteran dungeons, it's just a matter of interrupts. As you can see, each mob has a little number by their bars. That's called their interrupt armor. So once you break their interrupt armor, they fall and they crash and they get stunned and they drop to the ground. Now, you could do that without them casting anything, but if you are able to interrupt a mob with interrupt armor while he's casting an ability, you'll see his bar turns purple, and then you encounter something we call moment of opportunity, which means they take 50% more damage while they are stunned for those 4 seconds. You might see it here. Let's see if we can catch a moment of opportunity. I'm pulling this Shaman and Sentinel. I usually LOS pull because there's a Weaver. Let's see if we get a little interrupt here. There it is. You see how his bar turned purple? That basically means that he's going to be taking a little bit more damage. And that's pretty much it. So you want to make sure that, you and your group, you coordinate your interrupts. Like for our group, in this case, Selena, our DPS, had the first interrupt. I had the second interrupt. Then, it would be like Draven third, Jackie fourth, and then Intrepid the healer would be the last resort. By the time we go through our interrupts, by the time we get to the 3rd or 4th interrupt, the first ones is already back up again. Especially Warriors. Warriors have a very, very short cooldown on their interrupts. I can do 3 interrupt armor and on probably like a 14, 15 second cooldown. So these Weavers are pretty good to fuck you up. Make sure when you pull them, you stack tight and have your healer get a dispel on them. There's a debuff you need to dispel. So we're almost going to encounter the first boss here. Sorry, my microphone is kind of at a weird angle compared to the screen that I'm watching this video on to do the commentary for you. And the quality is stream quality, so it might not be looking as good. But let's see, we're going to take care of this last pack of, what is this, the little birds. I'll tell you one thing about dungeons, man. The birds hit fucking harder than the goddamn mobs. Like, the little mini ads and spiders that come along with a pack, they'll fucking truck you. I can't stand it. It's totally insane. But right now, I'm running a simple build. I have Bolstering Strike, Polarity Field, Menacing Strike, Atomic Spear for threat, obviously. So this boss, what's this guy's name? Blade Wind the Invoker. So right here, you're going to see he does this little crisscross ability. We're going to interrupt that. So we take turns at interrupting it because he actually encounters... I don't actually think he has a moment of opportunity, this boss. No, he doesn't. But you can still interrupt a boss's abilities. I have an add-on called Interrupter. If you notice, it's on my bars when he casts. So when the cast that the boss is doing is green, that means it's interruptible. If it's red, it's not interruptible. So we pushed him pretty good here. 57%. He's going to enter his intermission phase. Intermission phase, he's immune, and now you want to start attacking these Thunder Channelers. These Channelers are just there to be fucking annoying, but we have to kill them to get to the boss in the last phase. So what we're going to do is, as you can see, we have this little red telegraph that spawns under our feet. What you want to do is you want to take that telegraph and put it on top of the mob, and it'll blow up on the mob, doing more damage to the mob. And you can obviously see that. Once again, avoid the little crisscross ability. You can't actually interrupt that while he's immune. So right here, basically, you want to watch out for those spark telegraphs on the outside. Those actually stun you. And I get myself pretty fucked up a few times. I think this took us like a day or 2 to get it right. We had a few runs, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, but you have to do it in under 30 minutes. That's the crazy part about the attunements in Wildstar, is that they're timed, and you're so pressured. It's like such an intense moment. But here we go. So he has his ability, I forgot what it's called, Blast, Plasma something. Let's see if I can catch it. We're interrupting him so much that Electronic Pulse, there you go. Electronic Pulse, that's the one. That you want to interrupt. We don't care about Lightning Strike, really. And during this phase, you still get the red telegraph under your feet, and you can still drop it off on the boss to do damage to him. But during this phase, you want to do the same thing. You want to time your interrupts. Once you time your interrupts, you want to interrupt this ability. If you get all of them, that'd be great. But usually we try to get 2 out of the 3 electronic pulse casts. So, and then the third one, we just go to the safe area and dodge it. So he's going to go down pretty fast. Once again, I've sped up the video a little bit. So this is not actually game speed. This is like Towelliee speed. So you guys get to see, you know, so I don't get this, you know, my mouth goes 100% dry trying to explain to you what's going on here. So during these timed runs, during these silver runs, you have to do the optional quest. The optional quest will show up on the right side of your screen by your quest objective, quest area. You know, where you see your goddamn quest when you're playing the game. So in this situation, we have to eliminate Thundercall Pell, gather corrupted stem samples, disable the Thundercall Pell with grenades, and we have to defeat a mini-boss. In this case, it was the Arcanist Breezebinder. I hate that guy. So right here, this is the route that we take. We basically skip that first pat on the left. We pull the pat on the right over here, finish them off. Now, as I watched this video again, I did a really horrible job of keeping up my Bolstering Strike. But if you watch my new tanking videos, you see that I created some nifty power auras to remind myself of whenever Bolstering Strike is available. I was basically Menacing Strike spamming, Polarity Field spamming the entire time. And my threat meters on the upper left-hand corner, as you can see, I am getting my you know, threat pulled off of me. I did this dungeon at a point at which... I still didn't have really good gear. Like, basically, my DPS in my guild outgeared me. They got every drop possible while I sat there in greens and blues. But here we go. And now what you want to do is you want to pull this Weaver back. And the mini-boss will end up being toward the end of the instance. So you have these little elevators on the right that you could jump up to a platform. Usually the mini-boss is up there, but he wasn't this time around. So we still have to, like, this, I guess we got to click on, what is it, the stems? The corrupted stems are up there, I believe. Yeah, gather corrupted stem samples. There's still stem samples up there, so you send, like, a stealthy or someone who can, like, you know, pull, gather, and then vanish or something like that. We have that. I think it was our Stalker who was doing that for us. So we had the Stalker go up to the second level and get whatever optional items we needed. So I believe we actually... Let's see, I think we skipped the left side here. Yeah, we definitely skipped the left side. We pulled the Tempest. Usually you don't have to pull the Tempest. You can actually get around him. But it's kind of tricky. We tried getting around him. It was tricky and we wiped. And it caused us to reset the dungeon. Now, with the attunements, man, like, it's really hard. I mean, looking at it right now, you're saying, oh, well, it looks like you're breezing right through it, Towelliee. Oh, herp-a-derp, you're taking everything. But in reality, it's no joke. Like, these attunements are very time-consuming. I spent about, I think, 17 hours on Skullcano alone. I spent about a total of like 7 or 8 hours on this one. Kel'Vareth took another like 12, 13 hours. And that's a lot, man. That's like more hours than I raid in WoW in like a month and a half. And I did that in like a week. And it's hard. It is hard to do. And like I said, the whole timing is the pressure of it all. Like it's like you just feel insanely pressured. You know, you're like, holy shit, what's our time? Oh my god, 25 minutes. We have 4 minutes to kill this mob, kill this trash pack, get to the boss, one-shot it. And if you wipe, you wipe. You have to restart all over. Like for us, during this entire process, like any time that we wiped or we thought that we wouldn't make the timer, we vote disbanded and we rebooted the instance again. And that's the beauty of WildStar, is that whenever you kill a boss, you're not locked to the instance on that one boss and have to wait till the next day. You can actually just vote disband and then come back and do it immediately after you fucked up. And I guess they knew that we were going to, you know, fail. So they allowed us to do it over again. Excuse me. Water. All right. So we're going to kill this Tempest here. Now, this Tempest just charges you, and he leaves that little red line that he just charged you with behind. You really don't want to stand in that. It kind of hurts a lot. You see me stand in it like a derp a few times. He's going to cast a little tornado ability, and then he'll spawn a tornado. You want to interrupt that. You'll see the cast in a second here. I think he does it after the third charge. Yeah, Manifest Cyclone. Interrupt that. As you can see right there, those 4 seconds, that's called the moment of opportunity. And I think at this point, I'm still running Power Link, which is like a little mini Bloodlust that us warriors have. It gives you actually like 15 to 20% damage increase for 10 seconds on a 20-second cooldown. And we had 2 warriors running it, so that's pretty awesome. So now we're going to ask the stealthies and the other peeps in the group to get these little stems for the optional. And then we're going to encounter the next boss. My favorite boss. I like this guy. He's cool. Come on, target him. His name is Atheros, Atheros, whatever. So you tank him. He does a few abilities. He has one where he spawns all this crap on the ground called Torrent. Just run out of it, get back in, keep DPSing. Those tornadoes won't actually do anything for now. Eventually, he's going to dissipate. He's going to spawn these 3 ads. These 3 ads cannot be stunned. They cannot be moment of opportunity. They cannot be anything. You have to zerg them down. These telegraphs are going to come under your feet. You want to drop them off to the left and the right side of the room so that when this phase comes in, you can have the whole entire floor to run down the middle. And like a derp, I get hit a few times. I just end up getting hit like 5 times. Like for me, once I get hit once, I get hit like 5 times. The point is to get from one side of the room to the other to interrupt the boss so he stops like murking everybody. So in this phase, same thing, except he's going to do a little bit more damage. He's also spawning the little mini torrents underneath, single torrents and the full torrents. But those ads that he spawns do have to go. They have to get burned down. Like, they hit like a truck, and you want to kill them fast. Alright, so we're going to enter another phase. He's going to dissipate. Oh, excuse me. I usually just ask. I don't know. I am very nasty today. Usually ask the DPS to give the tank a few seconds. Warrior tank threat is not exactly the best threat in the world. I try not to use my slots for taunts. Instead, I use them for like actual abilities that are useful. Whereas I see other tanks, they have like 15 different. There we go. That was a pretty good one. 15 different goddamn fucking taunts on their bars, and I can't stand it. But so during the last phase, the tornadoes are going to keep going back and forth. The torrent is going to keep spawning on the ground. You will not get ads anymore, but he keeps teleporting all over the room, which is fairly fucking annoying. So you want to make sure that you actually get him maybe in between a few tornadoes. Maybe not like this one. I actually kept him in the middle of 3 tornadoes. That's pretty bad, actually. I should not have done that. And yeah. So we kill him. He drops loot. We continue. And here's the disappointing part, in my opinion, about WildStar Dungeons, is that WildStar Adventures are fairly easy. Silver, gold, easily done, under an hour, no problem. Some of these dungeons, you got to go through these crazy-ass attunements. You got to go through these timed runs, right? And it drops blue gear. And you get better gear by doing gold adventure runs. But if you do gold veteran dungeon runs, you get some pretty sweet epic loot. And you unlock the ability to get epic loot from the vendor, from the Elder Gems vendor. Alright, so right now we're going to kill. So we continue going down the right side of the map, or of the dungeon. We leave the left side alone. So as you can see here, we're trying to carefully pull all the mobs back. At this point, we're like, maybe like 20 minutes in? Maybe not, definitely less, maybe 17. Let's see. I think at this point we try to go straight to the boss, or do we wait? Oh yeah, we have to actually clear the mini boss here. As you can see, there's a mini boss coming up. You see it's part of the optional. His name is Arcanist Breeze Binder, and he is fucking annoying. But luckily we didn't get the other guy, who is just equally annoying. So we're going to kill this Sentinel, we're going to kill this Shaman. Oh, I can't stand. There's really no LOS in this game. Like, if you try to LOS mobs, they actually attack you through the wall sometimes. So it's all about range. So you have to get back within a certain range to be able to freaking whatchamacallit, to be able to get the mobs to like come to you further, rather than, you know, just, and wow, you just hide behind a rock, they all just stack up and you zerg it and you murk it, you know. But not now. Not in WildStar. Not in WildStar. Oh, that's okay. Okay. All right. So next we're gonna pull the Tempest. Tempest is gonna come back. But these dungeons, I mean, as hard as they are, as frustrating as they can be, it's very rewarding, man. Like, I can tell everyone here on YouTube, 100%, the game is rewarding. You feel complete satisfaction when you do these dungeons in under a certain amount of time. Like, and the amount of like chaos that goes on, you know, during these dungeons is totally insane. Stormtalon I thought was hard when I first did it, but then I did Kel'Vareth, and then I did Skullcano, and now we're working on Sword Maiden. I don't even want to do a fucking video on Sword Maiden. That shit is... We have to do that dungeon in under 75 minutes. Our best time so far is like 90. Yeah, exactly. I know half of you just went, holy shit. Yeah, I know. What happened here? What are we doing? I think he's pulling the boss over here. Either he's pulling the boss over here or he's pulling... I kind of just missed what happened. I missed the memo because I wasn't really looking at the screen. I was just looking at my microphone. Oh, there he is. Oh, God. Arcanus Breeze Binder. Oh, that's going to hurt. So this guy, he's the mini-boss. He has 4 interrupt armor, which means you need 5 interrupts to knock him down. So at this point right here, he's spawning an endless amount of fucking tornadoes. And you have to try and kite him properly, as I was not doing. Because right now I'm scared that if I move the wrong way, I'm going to pull that stupid pat on the left side. So I'm doing my best to just get him into the big-ass hallway. So we're kiting, we're kiting. The only ability we have to interrupt is that one. Gust Convergence or whatever. If that ability goes off, we're fucked. Let him spawn the tornadoes. Who gives a rat's ass about the tornadoes? Work around it. But the Gust Convergence or whatever it's called, that is bad. That spawns these 3 adds that will annihilate me. Like, I would have to blow every cooldown, every trinket, gadget, my innate, just to survive the adds in the middle of all this chaos. So luckily we had enough interrupts to get rid of the Gust, whatever it's called. He actually drops a blue, so that's pretty cool. He actually dropped a nice deflect rating gadget that I needed on, because deflect procs Atomic Surge. So now to the last boss. So this is pretty much it. Now we're going to head to Stormtalon. Stormtalon is like a dragon. He's in this big egg sack, or dragon egg sack, Drakari style, in the top of the room. And he's a pretty fun boss. Once you get it, though, you don't have to, like, ever fail on him again. The main thing you want to do for him is not fail and not suck. And it requires a bit of warrior tank kiting to make this boss possible. So the main goals of this fight are you want to get him to 90% as quickly as possible. He'll knock you back, and then you'll get stuck in this stun that you can trinket out of if you have a trinket ability like we do. Every class has a trinket ability. And once you get out, you have to run toward the boss, and you have to stun him so that he stops casting. So you can see right now I'm going to switch out my Bolstering Strike for Bull Rush, and that would be Bull Rush tier 4, which gives me 2 Bull Rushes back to back, so 2 charges. So we just went right into it, no holds barred, said fuck it, YOLO, we don't know how much time we have left, and we went ahead and we are now fighting the dragon. So there is Stormtalon, 1.1 million HP, here we go. I have him turned around, great DPS so far. He's going to hit 90% super quick because we have Power Link. So right here, I don't use a trinket because I can just bull rush to the boss. So you get to the boss, you interrupt him, he goes into a moment of opportunity, and you do more damage. So now he's going to do another ability here, which is called Static Charge. He just leaves all this telegraphs on the ground. I kite him kind of like in a circle, and I position him basically on the corner of the room. I don't even know what side we're on. So we try to get close so that when we get knocked back, we don't actually have to deal with running back a long distance, or else we'll die. So moment of opportunity again. So right now we're really pushing him. We're pushing him into this phase. This part is crucial. You get chosen. Once you get fixated, you have to stay in that circle and move left to right along with your group. If you stay too long in the circle, there's a chance that you are going to die. Because the longer you stay in the circle, the more damage you're going to take. But if the tank gets chosen for that ability by the boss, you can just sit there, pop your cooldowns, and your DPS uptime will be insane during this phase. So this time around, it was somebody else who got chosen. We say left or right, and then we just basically stay in a circle, and this time we're going right. We can still attack the boss, and we were very happy to get this kill. And in between phases, you want to kite him from one side of the room to the other, and bam, 26 minutes, 47 seconds, Silver Mode, Stormtalon, the birth of the Corrupted God player stats. Number 1 is staying alive, number 2 in heals, number 4 in damage, because I suck. Anyway, this has been a video of Stormtalons Lair, Veteran Dungeon Mode for Silver, for the attunement. The gear that dropped is right there. My camera is basically blocking like everything. But we did a really good job at killing this guy, and I'll be posting my Kelvareth video at some point, maybe Sunday morning, I think. Maybe Sunday morning I'll post it, maybe even tomorrow morning, we'll see. So with that being said, follow me on Twitch and on Twitter and all that good shit. On Twitch, twitch.tv/Towelliee. I'm streaming all my progression live every day for about 8 to 9 hours until we start doing dungeons. Peace out, gotta go, Ripperderchi, bye-bye. And how do I shut this off? I'm lost. Oh, there it is.